Hi everyone, it's Skylar. Welcome back to my channel. We are on to day 15 of 31 Days of November Challenge Month. Now, these next 3 days, 15, 16 and 17, are going to be the 3 horror movies to review from the 1970s. And I've picked, I've picked 3 good ones to review, and I hope you enjoy them. So this is one of 3 horror movies to review from the 1970s. Of course, I have chosen the classic from 1974, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and I hope I can do you proud with this review. It was directed by Tobe Hooper, produced by Kim Henkel and Tobe Hooper, Jay Parsley and Richard Sands, S-A-E-N-Z. Sorry, my writing's terrible. Written by Kim Henkel and Tobe Hooper, starring Marilyn Burns, rest in peace, as Sally Hardesty, Paul A. Parton as Franklin Hardesty, Edwin Neal as the hitchhiker, Jim Sydow as the owner of the gas station, Gunnar Hansen as Leatherface, Terry McMinn as Pam, narrated by John Larroquette, music by Wayne Bell and Tobe Hooper, cinematography by Daniel Pearl, edited by Larry Carroll and Sally Richardson, production company Vortex, distributed by Bridston Pictures. This was released on the 1st of October 1974. Also starring Alan Danziger as Jerry, William Vale as Kirk, and Jim Duggan as the grandfather. So movie starts off with Sally, Franklin and 3 friends visit Sally and Franklin's grandfather's grave to investigate reports of vandalism and grave robbing. They then decide to visit the Hardesty family homestead, but along the way they pick up a hitchhiker, and he talks about his family that worked in an old slaughterhouse, then borrows Franklin's pocket knife and proceeds to cut himself, and then takes pictures of the others and demands money for it. Then when they refuse to pay, he burns the photos and slashes Franklin's arm with a razor. The group get him out of the van and drive on. They then stop at a petrol station to refuel, but the owner says to them that the pumps are empty. They then drive on towards the family homestead so that they return to the gas station once they get more fuel in. Then when they get there, Franklin says to Kirk and Pam about the swimming hole, so they go to look for it, but it's dried up. But hears a generator from a distance and they stumble to a nearby house. Kirk shouts out, saying, "Have you got any gas?" Then Pam sits on the swing in the yard, but Kirk gets no answer. Then enters through a door and Leatherface appears out of nowhere and kills him with a hammer. Then Pam enters afterwards and falls into a room with furniture made with human bones and tries to get away, but is caught by Leatherface and is impaled on a meat hook, and makes her watch as she butchers Kirk with a chainsaw. Then Jerry looked for Pam and Kirk at night time and finds the couple's blankets outside the house. He looks around and finds Pam, and she's still alive, but she's inside the freezer. But before he can react, Leatherface kills him and puts Pam back in the freezer. Then it's night time again. Sally and Franklin start to look for their friends. Then as they go to the neighbour's house and shouts out, Leatherface comes from the darkness and kills Franklin with a chainsaw. Then Sally runs towards the house and finds the remains of an elderly couple in a room upstairs, and escapes from Leatherface by jumping out of a window and running to the gas station. Then Leatherface runs into the night. The owner calms her down and tries to help her, but then ties her up, gags her and drags her into his truck. He then drives to the house and arrives the same time as the hitchhiker, who is now known as Leatherface's brother. and they both bring Sally inside, which the hitchhiker recognises Sally and starts to tease and taunt her. Then the men tie and gag Sally, and Leatherface dresses up as a woman, but Leatherface dresses up as a woman and serves dinner. Then Leatherface and the hitchhiker bring Grandpa down from upstairs, and he's alive as he sucks blood from Sally's cut finger. Then during the night they all decide that Grandpa should kill Sally, so he tries to hit her with a hammer, but he's very weak, and then she breaks free, climbs through a window and runs to the road. Then Leatherface and the hitchhiker run after Sally, but the latter is run over and is killed by a truck just like the hitchhiker. Then Leatherface and his chainsaw attack the truck when the driver stops and helps out. Then the driver knocks down Leatherface with a wrench, which causes the chainsaw to cut his leg. Then the driver drives away and Sally escapes in the back of a passing pickup truck as Leatherface dances round the road in his chainsaw. The end. Now, my thoughts on Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and I hope I've done you proud with this review. And I know it's a bit quick, but sometimes quick reviews are just as good as long reviews. I just wanted to point that out. What I liked about Texas Chainsaw Massacre, to be honest, how can I explain about this film? As much as I enjoyed it, and really liked the different parts to the films, my favourite scene was actually the ending when Sally escaped and she's got all the blood dripping down her face, and obviously Leatherface is like dancing around like with the chainsaw, which is kind of enjoyable. That's the way that I was getting out. To be honest, the kills were amazing. That's why it's a great horror film, and I highly recommend that people should watch it if you haven't watched it. It is one of the bestest horror films to have ever come out of the 70s decade. It's one of the earliest first slasher films, and that's what I like about it. It's got that 70s vibe to it, but it's got a slasher element to it as well, which I totally adore. So yeah, that's all I can say about the film. Like, the cinematography was shot perfect, the music was brilliant. Some people might not like the music, but I did, for what it was worth. So rating, I'm gonna give this a 9 out of 10 because I thoroughly enjoyed this. And yeah, that's all I've got to say. So I hope you've enjoyed this review. So of course, stay gory, have unpleasant dreams, and I'll see you in the next part. So yep, ta-ta for now, bye.